As you take a live look, we are following breaking news. The Associated Press reporting Iran renews missile attacks on Israel, killing 5 and wounding dozens. As we discuss this breaking news, I do want to share with you the very latest video we are getting from our content partners over at Fox News Edge on this Monday. Transitioning your screen now to show you that latest video. This as the Associated Press reports Iran fired a new wave of missile attacks on Israel early this Monday, triggering air raid sirens across the country as emergency services reported at least 5 killed and dozens more wounded in the 4th day of a conflict between the regional foes that showed no sign of slowing. One missile fell near the American consulate in Tel Aviv, causing minor damage. U.S. Ambassador Mike Huckabee reporting this on X, going on to say there were no injuries to American personnel. We do know Iran announced it had launched some 100 missiles and vowed further retaliation for Israel's sweeping attacks on its military and nuclear infrastructure, which have killed at least 224 people in the country since last Friday. Now, ahead of the initial attack, Israel's Mossad spy agency positioned explosive drones and precision weapons inside Iran. And since then, Iran has reportedly detained several people on suspicion of espionage. On this Monday, authorities hanged a medical doctor who had been in prison since 2023 after being convicted of supplying Mossad with, quote, sensitive and classified information, that coming from an Iranian state-run television report to the Associated Press. Let's get back to this live look as we further discuss this breaking news on this Monday. And as I was reading the very latest from the Associated Press to you, we did mention that Mike Huckabee, that name might sound familiar as he's the former governor of Arkansas, but now is the U.S. ambassador with the American consulate to Israel. I do want to share with you the very latest as he is working with Fox television partners to provide the very latest information. Here's some of what he had to say on X bright and early this Monday morning. Take a look at your screen. He says, quote, our U.S. embassy in Israel and consulate will officially remain closed today as shelter in place still in effect. Some minor damage from concussions of Iranian missile hits near embassy branch in Tel Aviv, but no injuries to U.S. personnel. That's just one of the tweets that he put out. Also putting this out as well, he says, quote, thanks for those checking on your team working for the U.S. Embassy. For any of the 700,000 Americans living in Israel, check embassy website for updates, of course, as this relates to travel advisories, airport reopening, or official U.S. Embassy operations. And we do have one more from Ambassador Mike Huckabee. It says, quote, some confusion. There were no injuries to U.S. personnel at U.S. Embassy branch. The minor damage to property were from the shock waves, which means concussions from the nearby blast. No human concussions. Repeat, no injuries, thank God, end quote. Again, this coming from Ambassador Mike Huckabee on this Monday morning. And as you can imagine, all of these tweets coming from Huckabee in real time on this Monday, just to update the public, as some people saw that initial word concussions thinking it meant human injury, but he does say that this is not human injury. These are just shock waves from the nearby blast. As we continue to discuss this breaking news, if you're just now tuning in, I want to give you a live look out in that area. Again, this is central Israel, and you can just truly see the chaos and devastation on this Monday morning. Of course, this is the Iran attack aftermath, live from Israel, the site of an earlier Iranian attack in central Israel. And as you can imagine, this is a fluid situation. You can see there at the scene, you have locals, you also have military personnel and officials continuing to survey the area, gathering evidence as the conflict with Israel and Iran does continue to mount on this Monday morning. Of course, if we get any more information or developments, you will be the first to know right here on Live Now from Fox.